Today I review Ghostbusters Afterlife, where a single mother and her 2 kids move to a new town where their grandfather lived and learn they have a connection to the original Ghostbusters.
Yes, I want this.
Ghostbusters Afterlife is directed by Jason Reitman, who, fun fact, is the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the first Ghostbusters movie. Very cool. And like the first movie, this was full of lovable characters. You have McKenna Grace as the daughter Phoebe, Finn Wolfhard as the son Trevor, Logan Kim as Phoebe's friend Podcast, and 2021's sexiest man alive, I guess so, Paul Rudd as Mr. Gruberson. I thought the performers all did fantastic with what they were given, and the characters themselves were very well written. McKenna Grace as Phoebe was definitely the star of this movie, because her character was the one who investigated her grandfather's ghostbusting past, and like him, she's super nerdy, she's a bit socially awkward, she would tell the best awful jokes of all time, it was hilarious, and she's also really brave. Grace does an amazing job showing the many sides of this character, and that makes her feel like a real person. And at 15 years old, Grace still has a long career ahead of her, and I'm really excited to see what she does after this movie. I also liked how this movie connected to the first Ghostbusters movie, because in this there were multiple shots that were similar to iconic shots in the original, and I really appreciated that because it still gave me that sense of nostalgia that I was looking for, but without shoving it in my face. There were a couple instances of that, but for the most part it was all things that I had to catch on my own. And the story itself, it's a continuation of the events of the first movie, and the lore of the villains in that one is explored even deeper in this movie, and it was really fun to be able to revisit that story and those characters and still get something new out of it. And I'm pretty sure this movie straight up ignored the events of Ghostbusters 2, but honestly, I didn't mind that. Being a movie about capturing ghosts is obviously going to involve a bunch of CGI, but for what it had, it looked very cool. I also noticed there was a bit of practical effects mixed in there to make it look more realistic, and I always appreciate practical effects. If you remember the demon dogs from the first movie, they're in this movie too, and for a lot of scenes where they're not moving around, they use an actual animatronic dog for it, so it looks exactly like it did from the first movie. And when I saw that, I got really excited in the theater. I was like, it's the dog! It's the same dog from the first movie! Ah! And this movie ends with a bang. That finale is crazy. It's action-packed, and it's emotional. Like, I won't lie to you, I teared up a bit. I felt the flooding of the eyelids. Also, for you anime fans out there, something happens in the finale where I was thinking the director totally got that from Dragon Ball Z, and I thought it was really cool. But let me know in the comments if you were able to catch that moment too. One issue that I had with this movie is that some characters served no real purpose to the movie. Specifically Finn Wolfhard's character Trevor. It really just felt like he was there to fill a spot in the new Ghostbusters team. Like, yeah, he does fix and drive the Ghostbusters car, like that's his big thing in the movie, but if you were to erase his character altogether, the story wouldn't change that much. If they would have made just a couple more scenes to really emphasize that he's the car guy, you know, show him driving it with super good skills, show him fixing the gadgets that it has, like something to make him stand out more, his character would have had more impact on the story.
What is the verdict?
This movie was a ton of fun. I honestly wasn't going into this expecting much. I just assumed it was going to be another pointless sequel to an old movie. But I was pleasantly surprised by how wrong I was, because I loved the cast, the story was cool, and the nostalgia was heartwarming. Treat yourself to a good time and go see Ghostbusters Afterlife, because it's a fun ride that leaves you excited for more. Like a roller coaster. Thanks for watching! Click right here to watch more reviews! And to see new reviews, click right here to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything.